Douglas hit me up and said, how do you feel about Johnny Manziel boycotting the Heisman ceremony until they let Reggie Bush back into the fold? Well, I love it with a capital L. Love it. Let me tell you something. I don't talk about the Heisman much, as you've noticed. I'm not going to say it's always been because of Reggie. I've been turned off for a long time because of how they've handled the Reggie Bush thing. So when I saw Johnny Manziel say this, I went huge fist bump. I got a feeling on this. I got a pretty strong feeling. Reggie Bush is going to end up getting that Heisman back. And let me tell you why. I got two reasons. Number one, because everyone knows it's dumb to begin with. But even if you disagree with me on that and you say, no, there are valid reasons, what are they? Because I'll tell you what was the valid reason. The Heisman Trust a couple of years ago came out and said, we'd be happy to take him back if the NCAA reinstates his numbers. But when they levied the sanctions against USC and they revoked all the wins, it also revoked Reggie Bush's numbers and they found him guilty of impermissible benefits. Yep, got you there. You don't need to reschool me on that. But in case you haven't noticed, in the language of this award where it says the recipient must be in compliance with bylaws defining a student athlete, federal courts have totally torched that. It was BS the entire time. Not according to JP, according to the federal courts. And so the NCAA is not going to change this. Like, they're on the record as saying we're not going back, we're not revisiting old cases. The sanctions that we levied out in one model once upon a time are there. It doesn't matter what changed in the future. I get that logic. But there's a big difference in saying what once was illegal is now legal, but if you ran afoul of the law when it was illegal, you deserve your punishment. We can't retroactively take your punishment away. That's true unless federal courts come along and say, no. It was always BS. It was always a charade. It never was legal. That's why you have class action lawsuits being brought against you. So if you're the Heisman Trust, you can do one of two things. You can either hide behind that scapegoat of, well, hey, we're happy to do it if the NCAA does it, or you can stop waiting for the NCAA to do the right thing. You see my friend here? You see the skeleton? That dude. And this is what it looks like when you're waiting for the NCAA to do the right thing. Imagine waiting for the NCAA to do the right thing when it comes to how you hand out your own trophy. You don't need the NCAA. You never did need the NCAA. And it's about as simple a win as you can get. Do it. Because what you don't want is what I think is about to happen. Johnny Manziel's not going to be the last guy to take this stand. He's the first one. But you really think Johnny Manziel is the only guy on that stage of Heisman Trophy former winners who feel the way they do about Reggie Bush? Like, you really think that you won't have more guys, probably as early as Monday of next week, step out and say, yeah, I'm with Johnny Manziel. If we don't overturn this thing, if Reggie Bush is not there in December in New York City with us on stage, consider me a no-show. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So you can either wait until the 11th hour and have egg all over your face, or go ahead and do the right thing and overturn a decision that should have been overturned a long time ago. Reggie Bush, by the way, got 91.77% of total points in 05. The only person to ever win the Heisman Trophy with a higher point total is Joe Burrow. So I think Manziel said Reggie Bush is the Heisman Trophy. He pretty much is. He pretty much is the definition of the Heisman Trophy. If you want to have some fun later tonight and you're 16 years old, just go watch the highlights, man. Just go watch the highlights. I imagine sometimes like folks who didn't watch college football or football in general, and they just kind of, because their buddies are watching college football, they just happen to see a game. And the first thing they see is Reggie Bush and think to themselves, whoa, college football players are like that? No, they're not. One of them is. Reggie Bush was one of one and belongs on that stage in December. And if he's not there, I hope Johnny Manziel's not the only one who doesn't show up.